Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Shark, it's our Super Bowl recap show. I have decided to class it up for the occasion. I see you didn't get the memo, so maybe next time, maybe next year. But what were your thoughts on the game itself and your favorite ads or even least favorite ads?
Well, you can wear a tie all day long and guess whose team won. And I didn't have to edit that in. So on this show, I predicted that the Chiefs would win. And I hate the Chiefs, but I was pulling for them. I thought the game was very interesting. And I think Patrick Mahomes was masterful in the second half. Brock wasn't that pretty in the second half, but I hope that the Chiefs will at least start drafting for some linebackers to stop Christian McCaffrey or somebody on the line. And then they've got to draft some offensive linemen to stop that amazing San Francisco defense that kept coming at them the whole game until really the second half when they kind of got it together. Hats off to Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. Amazing. I'm going to miss seeing Taylor Swift hang out with Blake Lively, but that's just me. That's another story. On commercial advertisements, though, I think one thing that was interesting is they were very heavy on you could feel the Taylor effect with women like early on. Mm-hmm. They started off with one from Wicked and then a Dove commercial. And then there were quite a few others that really leaned into that. And, that's where they're leaning this year. And it's probably done amazing for them with ratings. My favorite ads were probably the State Farm Schwarzenegger Neighbor, because it's one of those silly expressions that people will continue to repeat. It had nostalgia bringing back DeVito. It had the State Farm guy that's in all the shows or in all the commercials. I love the Messi Michelob. I couldn't understand anything Messi said about wanting a Michelob on tap, but I love the Messi Dan Marino commercial. The Doritos Dynamito is good. It was interesting to see how many Temu and Homes.com ads there were. They really leaned into this, and I didn't think any of the ads were that great, to be honest. The Christopher Walken BMW, I like that one a lot just because I love him. The Reese's commercial, that was interesting that Bass Pro was in there. The Dunkin' commercial was good. It was good to see Matt Damon, but I don't know if that was just more fun with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon than it was necessarily a good commercial for Dunkin'. I don't know if people are going to be talking about Dunkin' as much as they probably spent. They spent a lot of money. And the Bud Light ads and the Budweiser ads, it was funny how those didn't come until the second half. Last but not least, I thought Usher was good, not great. I think his catalog is great, but I don't know that he necessarily has the kind of catalog until the very end when he's saying, yeah. I don't know that it was the kind of catalog that I thought really riveted, the crowd. It just didn't do as much for me as I hoped it would. What are your thoughts on the game, the commercials, and Usher?
I'm going to skip straight to the commercials because the game's been talked about plenty, but my favorite was
they want our take. It's not over.
Yeah, everybody's just waiting with bated breath to see what I think. So yeah, the Dunkin' ad was by far my favorite. It was just, there were so many comedic elements packed into that, whatever 30-second, 60-second spot it was. Just from my favorite were Matt Damon's just little offhanded embarrassment comments, just especially, I don't know if people caught it, but he said, instead of how you like those apples, he goes, how you like those
I
donuts?
like those donuts.
He goes, I'm sorry. So at the end, him telling, look, when I told you I'd do anything for you, this is anything. And I hear, and this is actually real, that Dunkin' is actually going to sell the clothing that they were wearing, the jackets, some hats, that kind of thing. So I think
probably auction it off for charity.
Well, I think they're actually going to start producing them, so you and I can wear them on the show maybe next week if we can get free Prime 2-day shipping. But no, that was my favorite. I loved the Arnold commercial. Anything that we can put Arnold in, I think is great. Although I can't figure out, why does Arnold color his hair on the top of his head, but not his eyebrow hair and beard hair? It's just a strange thing. Maybe somebody needs to trim his eyebrow hair. I don't know if he has any friends that can tell him something like that.
It's an Austrian thing.
It is, but yeah, the Temu ads, I think I remember at least two of them.
I saw three.
Three of them? Okay. So yeah, they really went all in. And I know they're losing money on purpose in all their products just to get on our phones. So they're making a pretty big push, more so than some of these other apps. But the Usher thing, yeah, the only song that I really knew the words to of course, was yeah. And then the rest, I was thinking the same thing through the rest of the songs. I was thinking these are not sing-along songs. They're not necessarily
It's
stadium
more like the
anthems.
quiet storm at the Super Bowl.
Right, right. Now I have to say, the man on roller skates, along with every other dancer on that stage on roller skates, that was incredible. So
Amazing
yeah,
dancer. He's an
yeah,
amazing performer.
absolutely. But yeah, and then the game, I was hoping the Niners would win, but that's simply because I just wanted somebody different besides the Chiefs. But when you have a legendary quarterback, that's usually what wins.
Could be a three-peat. Congratulations to the Kansas Swifty Chiefs.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.